largest economy, right behind the United States. And both countries are competing for global dominance. That competition is playing out in many ways around the world, and this week's episode of The Inside Story focuses on how that competition is impacting the American heartland.
This is Juba Echo TV, information for empowerment.
Welcome, this is the News Hour with me, Fatuma Serit. First, the news headlines. Political Party Council tells unregistered parties to legalize their status. National Election Commission urges citizens to use their democratic rights in polls. China, Guinea-Bissau upgrade bilateral relations to strategic partnership. Now the news in details. The chairperson of the Political Parties Council, James Akol, calls all unregistered political parties to complete full registration. This directive is significant in the political landscape as it has emphasized the importance of formal registration for political entities.
To national interests, the President urges women, traditional leaders, and the youth to actively engage in and support the political party processes for the advancement of the country. Additionally, President Kiir expresses his willingness to collaborate with registered parties while calling for unity to foster peace.
I encourage all interested groups, including youth, women, and traditional leaders, to actively participate in the political party processes. Finally, I urge all South Sudanese to embrace peaceful existence through reconciliation and to seek forgiveness for the prosperity of all. Ana gulti gebel lenu ana chemetu lenu fi parties that have been registered. This is excellent. That the parties, despite the fact that they have been late, they have come forward to register themselves. No, people will have to bury their differences and then go in for peaceful resolutions of any conflict. We are tired of war.
Speaking at the Political Party Council headquarters in Juba, the chairperson of the PPC, Akol James, said the Political Party Council of South Sudan was established in 2015 and subsequently re-established in 2023 and 2024 respectively. He said registration for previously unregistered political parties has been officially opened. Akol further disclosed the recruitment of 100 youth nationwide, including from the East African community, to serve as part of the council staff.
We have acquired advanced registration system for enrollment of members of political parties countrywide. We have attended 4 academic plenary meetings where we have submitted all the reports. Your Excellency, honorable guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, highlighting on specific areas around the management of political parties, you may want to know as follows. Issuance of related notice to all registered political parties. We have given notice on cut-off date for registration of political parties that intend to participate in the upcoming election. We have also issued notice inviting political parties who intend to create measures and conditions for the purpose of election to turn up for the registration. We have also issued notice for audit books of account to be provided by political parties who are registered for the financial year 2023-2024. Establishment of political parties fund by law. We had established the political parties regulation. Establishment of directorate within council to manage the fund had been done. Among the fund given to us, we have allocated 1.5 billion SSP to the fund.
Council staff. Furthermore, the council issued a deadline for political parties interested in participating in the upcoming elections. Akol James mentioned that the council received motor vehicles from UNIMIS and a $5 million pre-election preparations budget. For Juba Echo, I am Onen Walter Solomon.
The chairperson of the National Elections Commission, Professor Abednego Akok, during the swearing-in of the state ministers, urges the county to exercise their democratic power. The commission is emphasizing the importance of active participation in the electoral process. This call to action serves as a reminder to the people of South Sudan that their voices and votes matter in shaping the future of their nation.
I issued the decree as you read before. Dear participants, a question may be asked. Who want you to know the functions and duties of the committees? They are tasked to implement the Act 2012 amended 2023 accordingly. Today they will be given short training courses which will enable them to have skills and knowledge in their election management because they are the one to conduct the election in their areas. Right now, they will return to their states to implement the Act, starting with civic education and followed by voter registration. This needs them to identify voter registration centers in their states. I repeat, one of your immediate tasks now is to identify from the boomers until you reach the county level all the voting centers. Very important duty which you will do. And then the civic education is now starting. With you now, the civic education started, then there is election committees formed in the states. All that being said, in other words, we are technical people. Finally, you take up this national responsibility as is specified by law and revitalize peace agreement. We are applying the law and the revitalized peace agreement, which says the Election Commission Act, the Act 2012 amended 2023, Section 16(1), it states that whenever it remains 6 months prior to the election, the Commission shall announce the election date, whom we did on the 5th of July. It's not me or the commissioners, it is the Act. And I don't do it alone. I do it with the commissioners. They sit with me, and I tell this is the agenda of the day. And then they pass it. Hence, as a resolution of the meeting from the members of the commission and the revitalized peace agreement says, when it remains 2 months to the end of transitional period, election must be conducted. That means 22nd December is the day until you reach 22nd February 2025 will be the day as by the revitalized peace, not me. These are the two important references which I use. Therefore, it is the right time for our country to exercise the democratic culture and legitimate our government through people's power. The will of the people must be done.
The UN tells President Salva Kiir to reject NSS bill. Diplomatic community in South Sudan, including Norway, the US, UK, etc., calls on President Kiir to reject the NSS bill and return it to the parliament. And in international news, China, Guinea-Bissau upgrade bilateral relations to strategic partnership.
President Xi Jinping held a welcome ceremony in Beijing on Wednesday for Umaro Sissoco Embalo, President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau, who is on a state visit to China. During their talks, they agreed to elevate bilateral relations to a strategic partnership. President Xi said China stands ready to strengthen friendly exchanges with Guinea-Bissau at all levels, from experience sharing on governance to cooperation in areas such as agriculture, mining, infrastructure, and the blue economy under the Belt and Road Initiative. China welcomes high-quality agricultural products from Guinea-Bissau and encourages Chinese enterprises to invest and carry out cooperation in the Western African nation. Chinese support and assistance will cover construction, food security, and public health. President Xi also called for more people-to-people exchanges. For his part, Embalo said Guinea-Bissau will continue to stand firmly with China, uphold the One China principle, and support China's position on its core interests. Guinea-Bissau hopes to learn from China's development and strengthen cooperation with China in areas such as trade, investment, infrastructure, and mineral resources. The two leaders also discussed the brotherhood between China and African countries. Xi said China-Africa ties are an exemplary model for unity and cooperation between developing nations. Embalo said China-initiated projects have delivered benefits to the African people. Guinea-Bissau supports the BRI, China's hosting of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, and the global initiatives proposed by China. The two leaders witnessed the signing of multiple bilateral cooperation documents after their talks.
Ghana works to roll out 5G network.
Sanam Abotiate is getting used to the idea of working from home thanks to internet access. He is a software interface designer based in Accra who connects with his employers and clients abroad. Sanam says internet access is crucial for his work.
The software that I'm using, Figma, is more like you working on it on the internet. So if there's no internet, you will not be able to, sync with it, or it will not sync online with the platform. So if I can work without the internet, but for someone to view the work, the person have to kind of sync with the platform.
Despite Ghana's impressive internet penetration at more than 68% last year, it's not always easy to get a stable connection.
We really don't have the core infrastructure really in place to have that proper internet, even if we're having 100 capacity for most of the telecoms. So it's more about investing in the structure.
The government says it is partnering with 7 industry leaders to build a new 5G shared infrastructure to boost mobile broadband services across Ghana. Telecommunications experts are concerned about the high cost of data, which threatens growth in the digital industry. But they believe the 5G data service could enhance fintech development as well as digitalization in many sectors of the economy, including health and education, when enforced in Ghana.
And to make works kind of faster and stuff. Sometimes I try to use YouTube to learn. I learn from YouTube. And the speed at which kind of like loads is kind of like difficult. So what I normally do is to download. Me downloading the video and watching it, that's another issue.
While Senam Abotiate believes the 5G data service has the potential to make working from home more enjoyable for him, he, like many other Ghanaians, hope it comes at an affordable cost.
Colombia sees effect in curbing drug trafficking.
Colombia, the world's largest cocaine producer, has been intensifying efforts to combat drug trafficking, with a 35% increase in cocaine seizures reported in the first half of the year. In September of last year, Colombia and the U.S. created a 10-year roadmap to strengthen their counter-narcotics relationship, with an aim for Colombia to reduce its cocaine production by 43% by 2026. The program includes better information sharing between official departments and technology upgrades, and so far has been seemingly successful. According to recent data from Colombia's Ministry of National Defense, authorities sieged a staggering 395 tons of cocaine between January 1st and June 20th, and destroyed more than 2,000 illicit drug-making factories and more than 2 million coca trees.
Our police patrol the entire country daily and carry out accurate monitoring based on reports from the analysis departments.
The country has a long and complicated history with the coca plant. For centuries, it was used as a medicine and in religious ceremonies, eventually transforming into the multi-billion-dollar illicit drug industry that it is today. Government officials say efforts to eradicate the drug trade are still facing an uphill battle, with anti-government armed forces complicating matters, and the need for a healthy dose of patience while farmers transition to alternative crops.
We also encounter some difficulties because transitioning to a legal economy cannot be achieved overnight. For many years, communities in various parts of Colombia have lived on growing coca leaves and are now transitioning to a legal economy.
Let's have our sports updates.
Welcome to the World Sports. Let's look into some of the stories from the local region within South Sudan, with the South Sudan Football Local Association sitting for their 7th board executive meeting, with, of course, a resolution passed on the Juba Local Football Association to be, of course, allocated an office to run their activities rather than being at a Boloka Training Center as their current office. And, of course, in the other resolution, they passed on by allowing the Juba Local Football Association to host some of their games in the Juba International Stadium, with a precaution of following the rules and regulations of managing the Juba Local Football Association. Within, of course, the Juba Local Football Association, that's Melekia FC of Juba, kicked off their training ahead of the new season 2024-2025 with the gym training session with, of course, Melekia, who are the defending champion for the Juba Local League Football Association 2023-2024 season, while, of course, into some of the regional news in the regional continent, with the draws for the African, that's for the CAF Confederation Cup, and of course for the Cup Championship that were concluded at Cairo, where Jamus FC of Juba will be representing South Sudan in the CAF Confederation Cup. They were grouped together with a team from Tunisia. That's, of course, the estate of Tunis will be, of course, playing with Jamus FC in the first game that will be played in 13th to 15th of September in Juba National Stadium. While, of course, in the other coin, Al-Merrikh also of Bentiu, who are representing South Sudan in the CAF Championship or the Cup Champions League, are grown together with the neighbors Kenya, with, of course, Gor Mahia FC of Kenya will be playing Al-Merrikh FC of Bentiu in the championship for the preliminary round that, of course, will be played on the 13th to 15th. Of course, it's the first game for, of course, Al-Merrikh FC of Bentiu to play in Juba International Stadium with Gor Mahia. Still in the regional league with the Kagame's Cup that's going on in Tanzania and Zanzibar, with, of course, 2 games that were played in, of course, That very particular picture on the 10th of July, where Gor Mahia of Kenya lost by 1-0 to Red Arrows of Malawi in the Kagame's Cup, while the other game that was played also was between the Sudanese representative, that's of course Al Hakil beating that's Al Hilal beating their opponents there by 1-0, while these are some of the games that were played on the 10th of July 2024. Looking into the international scene, of course, with the Euro 2024, that's of course Watkins and Harry Kane have sent England through to the finals of the Euro 2024 after beating England, of course, the Netherlands by 2-1. The early lead was taken by the Netherlands team in the 7 minutes of the game. Of course, Xavier Simon scoring the lone goal there for that is the Netherlands, while Harry Kane responded through a penalty spot to equalize 1-1 in the 18 minutes of the game, while Otto Watkins scored the winning goal in the 9th minute of the game to granted England their way to the final that they will be battling against Spain. In the Copa America, it was a very different story, with of course Uruguay being beaten by 1-0 against Colombia, taking Colombia to the finals of the Cup, of course. The finals of the Copa America 2024 after the lone goal was scored in the 38 minutes of the game by that's of course Jameson Lame there scoring the only goal for Colombia. For Juba Echo Sports News, I'm Isaac Dennis reporting.
And now let's have our weather updates.
Thank you, I am Awate William. Let's look at the weather. Currently in Juba, it's 25 degrees, feels like 27 degrees, and it is clear. Tonight it will be 24 degrees, feels like 25 degrees, and it will be cloudy with humidity. Whereas at dawn it will be 23 degrees, feels like 24 degrees, and it will be cloudy. Let's look at tomorrow's weather. Friday, that is daytime, it will be 32 degrees with high temperatures, feels like 37 degrees, and it will be clear. At night, it will be 27 degrees, feels like 29 degrees, and it will be mostly cloudy with humidity. Thank you.
Now let's have a recap of our headlines once again. Political Party Council tells unregistered parties to legalize their status. National Election Commission urges citizens to use their democratic rights in polls. China and Guinea-Bissau upgrade bilateral relations to strategic partnership. Thanks for watching. Catch up with us for more updates. I'm Fatima Sabit.
This is Juba Echo TV. Information for empowerment.
Hi, my name is Sheila Opone. I'm a reporter for City Review newspaper. Today I'm here to tell you why you should read the City Review newspaper. We cover different kinds of articles all over the country, starting from politics, education, agriculture and business, environment, and we do have sports for you. And for those who like entertainments, we cover skits and comedies. We have music for you, we have modeling and all kinds of entertainment that you would love. For those who like reading opinions, this is the place for you to find all kinds of opinions from the top writers in South Sudan. And for those who want to write, you are welcome. Write your opinions and we will publish them for you. And how about those who want jobs and tenants? We got your back. Welcome to City Review, our home, our truth.
Hello, I'm Lina Ahmudou. Welcome to Africa 54. Here is what's coming up. NATO allies commit to supporting Ukraine's integration and urge China to stop aiding